Video we are going to see the bonds in the brick masonry. So basically there are two types of bonds in the brick masonry. First one is the conventional bond and second one is the unconventional bond. So in this video we are going to see only the conventional bonds. Okay. So before discussing this conventional bond, let us see the types of the brick cuts first. Now when you take a complete brick like this, okay, when you take a complete brick like this, whatever the longer face of the brick is there, okay, whatever this longer face of the brick is there, that is called as a stretcher, and these dimensions of the stretcher are 19 by 9 centimeters. Then whatever the shorter face of the brick is there, whatever the shorter face of the brick is there, that is called as a header, and its dimensions are 9 by 9 centimeters. Now when you take a complete brick like this, so this is the longitudinal direction of the brick. Okay, this is the longitudinal direction of the brick. Now if you make a cut across the length like this, okay, if you make a cut across the length like this, then portion of the brick obtained, this portion of the brick obtained, that is called as bat. So what is bat? Is brick portion obtained by making a cut across the length. Now if you cut exactly at the center, okay, if you cut exactly at the center like this, then the portion of the brick is called as half bat. And if you cut it 3/4 of the length, if you cut it 3/4 of the length like this, then it is called as a 3/4 bat. That means this length, this remaining length should be, this remaining length should be 3/4 of the total length. Then at one face if you cut at the center, at another face if you cut at 3/4 of the length, then the portion of the brick is called as a beveled bat. So whatever this remaining portion is there, that is called as a beveled bat. Then next one is the queen closure. So in case of the bat we made the cut across the length, and in case of queen closure we have to make the cut along the length. Okay, so if this is the complete brick, now if you cut the brick longitudinally like this, if you cut the brick longitudinally like this, then this remaining portion of the brick is called as a queen closure. So queen closure is obtained by making a cut along the length, and again if you make another cut here, again if you make another cut here, then you will obtain the brick portion like this. So this portion of the brick is called as queen closure quarter, and whereas this portion is called as queen closure half. Then if you make a cut from the center of the header to center of the stretcher like this, okay, if you make the cut from the center of the header to center of the stretcher like this, then portion of the brick obtained is called as king closure. And if you make a cut from the corner of the stretcher to center of the header, okay, if you are making the cut from corner of the header to center of the stretcher, then portion of the brick is called as beveled closure. And if you make a cut from corner of the header to center of the stretcher, okay, if you make a cut from corner of the header to center of the stretcher, then this remaining portion is called as mitred closure. So see these three things clearly. In case of king closure we have to make the cut from center of the stretcher to center of the header. In case of beveled closure we have to make the cut from corner of the stretcher to center of the header. In case of the mitred closure we have to make the cut from center of the stretcher to corner of the header. So these are the different types of brick cuts. Next one is rules of brick masonry. So while constructing the brick masonry, we have to follow three rules mainly. First rule is all the bricks must be uniform in size. Okay, that means whatever the standard size is there, 19 by 9 by 9, for all the bricks it must be same. Then second rule is lap length should not be equal to 0. So what is this lap length is, if you take any type of bond, then there exist two types of joints. Okay, one is the vertical joint like this, and second one is the horizontal joint like this. So now if you take any two successive courses, okay, if you take any two successive courses, that means I'm taking these two courses, then the horizontal distance between vertical joints of these two courses, okay, horizontal distance between vertical joints of these two courses, that is called as lap length. Okay, so lap length is the horizontal distance between vertical joints of successive courses. So this lap length should not be equal to 0. So what is the problem if lap length is 0 is, if lap length is 0, that means there should be a joint like this and there should be a joint like this. Now if all the vertical joint comes in the same line like this, then whenever a crack generates at the top of the wall, it will extend till bottom of the wall like this. Okay, so in order to avoid this problem, the lap length should not be equal to 0. That means vertical joints of successive courses should not be in the same line. That is the second rule. The next third rule is vertical joints in the alternate courses should be along the same vertical axis. So again you can see here, if you see the first course and third course, okay, if you see the first course and third course, then vertical joints of alternate courses, that means 1-3 course or 2-4 course, they are in the same line or in the same axis. So that is the third rule. Okay, so vertical joint of alternate courses must be in the same line, whereas vertical joints of successive courses should not be in the same line. Okay, so these are the 3 rules of the brick masonry. Then there are 4 types of conventional bonds in the brick masonry. So what is this conventional bond is, whatever the bonds follows the given rules. Whatever the bonds follows the given rules, they are called as conventional bonds. So in the brick masonry, there are 4 types of conventional bonds. The first one is the stretcher bond, second one is the header bond, third one is the English bond, fourth one is the Flemish bond. So let us see the first one here, stretcher bond. What is this stretcher bond is, if you see the elevation of the wall, okay, if you see the elevation of the wall, what all you can see is only stretchers. Okay, what all you can see is only stretchers. So this is a stretcher, this is a stretcher, 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 like this. But of course there is a header here in the alternate courses. That purpose I will tell you now. Okay, now as the name is saying, the wall should completely consist of the stretchers. So in the first course I am placing only the stretchers. In the first course you can see only the stretchers. Then if you want to start the second course with the stretcher, okay, if you want to start the second course with the stretcher, then what is the problem? Vertical joints will come in the same line. That's why instead of using the stretcher here, I must use the header. So in the second course I am starting with the header, and beside that again I have to place the stretchers because this is the stretcher bond. Okay, so like this, after that continuously we have to place the stretchers, and at the end we have to give the header. Then third course will be similar to the first course because alternate vertical joints of alternate courses should come in the same line. Then fourth course should be equal to second course. So all the odd courses will be same and all the even courses will be same. Then next one is the, then if you see the lap length here, if you see the lap length here, so what will be lap length is, it will be half of the brick length. So in this bond, lap length is half of the brick length, because this is the stretcher you can see here and here is a stretcher. So obviously this will be half of the brick length. Then using this bond, whatever the wall you can construct, the wall thickness will be like this. The wall thickness will be like this. So what will be this thickness here? That is 9 centimeter. When the wall thickness is 9 centimeter, what is that? What is the meaning of that? That means it is a half brick wall. That means it is a half brick wall. So when it is a half brick wall, what will be the thickness? 9 centimeters. So when the wall thickness is 9 centimeter, can we use it for the construction of load bearing walls? No, we cannot use it for the construction of load bearing walls. So this is used only to construct the partition walls. Okay, this bond is used only to construct the partition walls. Okay, so lap length is 9 centimeter and thickness of the wall is also 9 centimeter, and this should be used only for the construction of partition walls as the wall thickness is very less. Header bond. In case of the header bond, we should completely place the headers. So whatever the first course is there, that must completely consist of the so second one is the header bond here. So in case of the header bond, wall completely consists of the, if you see the elevation of the wall, it completely consists of the headers only. So all headers will be here. Okay, then if you go to the second course, can we start with the stretcher here? No. Why? Because if you keep a stretcher here, then it will come up to this point. It will come up to this point. So what will be the lap length in this case? 0. That's why whatever the second course is there, that should not be started with the stretcher. And can we start with the header? Not at all possible. So that's why what we have to do is, at the starting, we have to arrange a 3/4 bat. Now if you arrange the 3/4 bat, it will come up to this point, and after that you have to place the headers like this. Then at the end again we have to close with the 3/4 bat. So like this we have to arrange the bricks in the second course. So now the point you have to remember is, in the header bond, the alternate courses must be started with the 3/4 bat. Okay, alternate courses must be started with the 3/4 bat. Then again third course will be same to the first course, and fourth course will be same to the second course. So let us see the lap length here. So this is one vertical joint, this is the vertical joint of successive course. So what will be this lap length? So this lap length will be equal to 1/4 of the brick length. Because if you take the header, that will be half of the brick length, and again in the header it is half, so lap length will be equal to 1/4 of the brick length. Okay, then using this bond, the thickness of the wall will be, okay, so you are arranging headers here. When you arrange the headers, if you see the thickness of the wall, how much it will be? 19 centimeters. That is the one brick wall. And using this bond, you can construct only the one brick wall, and you cannot construct the walls of 1.5 brick wall, 2 brick wall, 2.5 brick wall. These are not possible to construct. That's why again this bond is not useful for the construction of load bearing walls, but it is mainly used for the construction of the external walls. Okay. Then the next type of the bond, English bond. So if you take the first bond, stretcher bond, elevation of the wall completely consists of the stretchers, and if you take the second one, header bond, elevation of the wall completely consists of the headers. Then in case of the English bond, if you see the first course, it completely consists of the stretchers, and second course completely consists of the headers. That means here in this bond you can find alternate stretcher and header courses. So if the first course is a stretcher course, second will be the header course. If first is the header course, second will be the stretcher course. Like that it will be. Okay. Then the first course I am completely placing the stretchers like this. Then when I go to the second course here, okay, can I start with a header here? Yes, I can start. If I place the header, that will come up to this one. Then if I place one more header, then it will come up to this point. Okay, it will come up to this point. So you should not place a header there. You should not place a header there, because if you place the header, then vertical join comes in the same line. Okay, vertical join comes in the same line. So that's why what we have to do is we have to place a queen closure here. So now if you place the queen closure, beside that if you keep the another header, another header, another header like this, then vertical joints will not come in the same line. So in this bond lap is achieved by, in this bond lap length is achieved by placing a queen closure. Okay, so what is the lap length here? Again it will be the same, because if you see the vertical joints here, here there is a vertical joint and here there is a vertical joint, so it will be equal to 1/4 of the brick length. Okay, then if you go to the third course, again it completely consists of the stretchers, and if you go to the fourth course, it will be same as the second course. Now among the all type of bonds we have, English bond is the most strongest bond. English bond is the most strongest bond. So when it is most strongest bond, and you can construct the walls of all thickness, like one brick wall, 1.5 brick wall, two brick wall, 2.5 brick wall, everything can be constructed using this bond. So when you can construct them, this bond will be obviously useful for the construction of load bearing walls. So English bond is known to be most suitable for the construction of load bearing walls. And the last type of the conventional bond is the Flemish bond. So if you see the English bond, in that wall consists of alternate stretcher and alternate header courses. But in case of the Flemish bond, each course consists of alternate stretchers and headers. That means if you start the first course with the stretcher, then beside that we have to keep the header. Beside that we have to keep the stretcher. Like this we have to place alternate stretchers and headers. Then whatever the second course is there, can I start it with the stretcher? No. Can I start it with the header? Yes, we can start with the header. Now once if you start with the header, and beside that I have to place the stretcher actually. But if I place the stretcher, then it will come up to this point. So again lap length becomes 0. So you should not place the stretcher directly there. Instead what we have to do is we have to place the queen closure here. So whatever this portion is there, whatever this brick is there, that is the queen closure. So once if you place the queen closure, and beside that you have to keep the stretcher and header, stretcher, header, like this you have to arrange the bricks. So again if you see the lap length in this bond, so what will be the lap length here? Again it will be 1/4 of the brick length, because if you see this portion here, okay, if you see this portion here, total portion, this is half of the brick, this is 1/4 of the brick, and this is 1/4 of the brick length. So lap length is same again, that is 1/4 of brick length. Okay, then whatever the thickness of the wall is there, here also you can construct one brick wall, 1.5 brick wall, two brick wall, 2.5 brick wall, everything. But if you compare the English bond and Flemish bond, English bond is most suitable for the construction of load bearing walls, but this bond also can be used for the construction of load bearing walls. You can also use. Now, among all the types of the bonds we have, Flemish bond is known to be most lucrative bond. That means among all the four conventional bonds, it looks good. So these are the four types of the bonds in the brick masonry. Okay, so if you see the first one, stretcher bond, in that wall completely consists of the stretchers. And if you see the second one, wall completely consists of the headers. And if you see the third one, that means English bond, it consists of alternate stretcher and alternate header courses. And if you see the Flemish bond, each course consists of alternate stretchers and headers. Okay, then in which of the bond lap length is half of the brick length is only in the stretcher bond. Which of the bond is most suitable for the construction of load bearing walls is that is the English bond. Which of the bond is most lucrative is that is the Flemish bond. Okay, so if you like this video, please share it to your friends and also subscribe our YouTube and Telegram channel from the link given in the description. Thank you everyone.